Thanks, Judy Fricks. And last night at Rotary West on St. Croix, there was an anti-gang meeting about the violence and its effects in our community. Let's take a look.
On Strictly for Youth, we try to always end with a positive message, and we always try to fix the problems that we see and try and come forward with solutions. One of the things that Strictly for Youth have been able to be a part of is the Stop the Violence March. We were asked by the coordinators of the march to speak out on behalf of Strictly for Youth, and we presented what the youths have to say on the matter in regards to gang violence. One youth called the gang members Power Rangers because they wear too many colors.
We don't see a lot of youth talk shows, and we don't hear a lot of information from the youth. And a couple of people have spoken to me, called in the show as well, and older people, adults, and they have been appalled at some of the information they've been hearing on some of these shows, some of the responses from some of these youth. And honestly, I would like to express to you guys that I think for the most part there's a generational gap, whereas the generation of now that's in control now really don't know how the youth are living in the Virgin Islands. I mean, you see the tabloids and the trouble they get into and the dropout rate and so forth, but if you was to be behind their eyes and see what they have to go through on a regular basis, you would really be surprised at some of the things that these youth experience at a really young age.
We're serious about this program, we're serious about what we're doing, we're serious about our youth, all right, in the Virgin Islands. They've come like young men are like distinct, you understand? Like the distinct species, like I've heard, we look out for everything else, whether it be turtle, crab, whatever it is. But what happened to our young black man here? That's what our focus is, all right? And we got to put our money where our mouth is. All right, let's stop talking and do something. We're doing something up here, but we're saying we need help.
And thanks to the Rotary Club for hosting that event. Well, the Department of Education will receive some much-needed funding soon. Let's take a look.
I just want to really talk about how excited we are that we've received the $47.5 million in the State Fiscal Stabilization Fund. We see this as a great step forward, a combined effort with the governor, with our delegate from Congress, with the Office of OMB, everyone working together to push this program forward. We're going to have opportunities now to work on teacher retention, which is so important to us that we don't lay off not only teachers, but any of our other personnel. And unlike other areas, we have this opportunity to keep all our staff on board. We're going to be refurbishing some of our secondary science labs. We're going to be providing security cameras in our secondary schools to make our schools safer for our staffs and for our students. And we also will have an opportunity to expand on our fiber optics so that we can bring better internet services to our classroom. And lastly, we're going to be continuing our work with special education, training our teachers so they can deliver all the services to our students that they need. So this is a very exciting time in the territory right now. These monies are coming from the recovery program, and this is the state fiscal stabilization part, which is also a portion of it goes to the University of the Virgin Islands and also to the government of the Virgin Islands, which is different from the ARA funds that we just received one half of about 3 weeks ago, and that was an additional $6.5 million that we're using to continue some of the educational programs that were already in place.
And thanks to Education Commissioner Laverne Terry for those words. When we come back from this break, we'll take a look at your Caribbean report. Don't go away. Let's take a look at what's happening down island in your Caribbean report. In Port-au-Prince, Haiti, the First Lady Michelle Obama paid a surprise visit to Haiti on Tuesday, witnessing the powerful devastation left in the wake of the massive earthquake 3 months ago. On her first official international solo trip, Ms. Obama took a helicopter tour of the ruins of Port-au-Prince, accompanied by Jean Biden, wife of the U.S. Vice President Joe Biden, bringing high-profile attention to the 1.3 million people still left homeless after the disaster. In order for Haiti to get back to where it needs to be, it's going to take the world continuing to invest. It's going to take all of us, said the First Lady Michelle Obama. In St. Kitts, the chairman of the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Denzel Douglas has listed crime as the #1 challenge facing the 9-member sub-regional grouping. Douglas told CMC that he believes there is a need for greater concerted efforts in tackling the problem, especially firearm-related crimes. An update on the airport redevelopment project in St. Lucia. St. Lucia Air and Seaport Authority is among the few organizations in St. Lucia that interacts with everyone who comes into contact through the island's 5 ports of entry. The Huonora Development Project, which is part of the SLASPA's long-term plans, includes the development of an FBO, Fixed Base of Operation, a cargo hub, and the creation of a synergistic relationship between Port Vieux-Fort and Port Castries. And that's your Caribbean report for tonight. Well, today Wes and I got the opportunity to read to some students at the Elementary School of Evelyn Williams on St. Croix. It was a great event. Let's take a look at some highlights. All right, well, I'm here at Evelyn Williams, and I've got the pleasure of reading to these fine, wonderful students. Say hello, students. Hello, students. Well, I'm at Evelyn Williams today, and I'm going to read the book to these kids, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And the title of this book is, How Do Dinosaurs Eat Their Food? Has anybody ever thought about how a dinosaur eats their food? What do you think? No, you don't think dinosaurs eat food?
Yes. Grass.
Grass. They probably eat grass.
Here's the book that we're going to be reading today. Right? It's called Your Move by Miss Eve Bunting, and it's about some gang activity. All right, and about the hood. At night, when Mom goes to work, I take care of my little brother Isaac. We do homework or play games or watch TV, but tonight it's going to be different. Tonight we're going out. We have to make sure Mom's not still waiting at the bus stop, so we play checkers for a while. Every move I make, Isaac makes too. Now that Dad's gone, he thinks I'm smarter than anybody. Besides, I'm 10 and he's only 6. So we can see here that we have a single family household where the mother is taking care of 2 boys, right? 1 10, 1 6. And tonight, we're looking for excitement. Right? I'd like to get a couple of the students who had their, had something to say. Perhaps we get this pretty little lady up because she had some interesting things to say. Now, what's your name?
Joshanda.
Joshanda. And how'd you like the book that I had, Your Move? What lesson did you learn in that book?
Well, it was about gang and how they was tagging.
Spray painting, yeah.
Yeah, and tougher. And then it had snake people coming and they shoot the boy.
Yeah.
And then for the beginning of the story, they were playing checkers and then they get bored. And then they went in a gang. But then at the end of the story, they were playing checkers again.
And it's much better to just play checkers than be in a gang, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'd like to get one. Thank you very much. I'd like to get one of the boys up now. Come on up, partner. One of the young men here. Hey, what's your name?
Deontay and Jules.
Okay. What did you like? What did you get out of the book, Your Move by Eve Bunting?
That we're not supposed to join gang if we don't know the people inside of the gang, and we're not supposed to be doing stuff that can get us in trouble, that we can go into jail or they can come and do something to us. And the book was fun.
All right, very good, man. And I read it all right?
Yep.
On behalf of Evelyn Williams School, I'd like to thank you, Mr. West, for being a part of our day of reading. So we present you with this certificate.
Wow.
And
thank you. If you could turn that around so they could see that. Thank you very much. I got to tell you something. I really appreciate that. It was no problem reading for the kids. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, and do come again.
Mr. Jerome Gian, on behalf of Evelyn Williams School, we'd like to thank you for coming out to a day of reading. We present you with a certificate of our appreciation and a little thank you souvenir which says, "You have the power to change the future of a child. Let us do whatever it takes to empower and inspire them to become a successful reader." So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me be here. It's very special and quite an honor to be here with those young minds. For News Channel 8, I'm Jerome Aegean.